Hi, I'm Zach Stewart.
Laura Hotchkiss.
And I'm Daniel Kvoras. On this podcast, we improvise in character as hosts of a morning radio show in a fictional country called the Driftwood Isles.
Everything we say is made up, and none of the events, people, or places are real.
It's that simple. Now enjoy this episode of Good Morning Driftwood.
Good morning, Driftwood. I'm Penelope here in the studio with my colleague, Dirk.
It is so lovely to be here with you in person,
Here,
Penelope.
physically looking each other into the eyeballs. Presence is felt. Spirits in the room together.
Presence is felt and appreciated.
Appreciated as radio should be. Now, unfortunately for our listeners, we are still in this hellhole where our third host is not present. He is not with us. Bench is still on location. Bench rudely decided to go to a midweek party.
Gallivanting all around.
Aboard a yacht without any care or consideration for the day-to-day radio
And
show
who
we
he
do.
was leaving behind to pick up the slack in his place.
Exactly. But as always, the good people here at Good Morning Driftwood have once again used technology to patch Bench in. It's not the same,
It's not the same.
but I guess it'll do. Bench, can you hear us?
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yep, we can hear you. Can't see you, but can hear you.
Okay, that's good. That's, just like our listeners. You can hear me, but you can't see me.
That's different.
It's a different thing. It's a different thing, and you know that. And how dare you make such a comparison?
want
How you
nothing
minimize our
more than to be
relationship and
back.
our connection.
I think I'm more just like prepping up the relationship to our listeners, which I think is really important and valuable. And
Okay.
All right, well, you sound really
Magical.
chill about that, so I'm really happy for you that you're so mellow about the whole thing.
Okay. How much longer do you think you'll be?
I'll be honest, I don't know. I was hoping to be back after that one day. That party you were referring to was actually supposed to be a murder mystery party that turned into a real murder, and then I was stuck on a yacht trying to solve the murder of Baron Jacques Von Dead.
Blah, blah, blah,
but-
blah, murder.
There's still more ongoing. We can get into more of this later, but the plot has thickened, if you will.
More ongoing, meaning you haven't solved the murder, nor are you.
Well, I have,
so
but
you're kind of failing.
I
on
have
two
solved the murder.
fronts.
I actually have solved the murder. But again, we
okay, great
don't have
for
to
you.
get into it right now.
Yeah, no, I don't want to get into it right now because the priority is not murder and justice. The priority is radio.
I don't know if you remember, but that time Dirk had his gallbladder removed, he didn't miss a single day of radio.
I have not missed a day. I have been on the air.
Yeah.
I have not missed a day of recording.
I was-
even though I'm not
was
with you.
here in the
physically.
studio with his surgeon.
Blood on the floor.
Okay.
Yeah, it
I
was
was
gross.
here, and you are all there to witness it and presence it.
Dalma licked so much of that blood off that rug.
Well, she should be
Dalma,
so
my dog,
lucky.
of course.
She eats trash and glass and rubbish all the time. So this was an upgrade for her.
The iron would have been
I
good.
miss her.
Yeah, she needs any minerals and nutrients she can get. Your dog, Dolma. Your terrifying dog, Dolma.
And we all know
My
Dirk's
sweet,
blood.
beautiful dog.
We all know Dirk's blood is mostly nutrients, supplements, vitamins. like-
Strong bug muscle powder.
That's that blood.
Swan jerky.
That blood, if anything, should be bottled and sold.
Thank you.
Yeah.
How kind of you.
I can imagine Dolma
Such a
probably.
weird compliment.
Dolma's probably still
I think it's a
alive
lovely
from
compliment,
it.
Bench. A lovely compliment from a lovely friend who has the decency to look me in the eye and give me their friendship face to face.
Yeah. And this is what friendship is.
Yep.
Turning up to your job
Every day.
every day.
That's friendship. Turning up to your job every day.
Anyway, we
I'm
better
still
get
doing my job.
on track for
Yeah,
the
stop
listeners.
wasting our time, Bench. We really need to get on with the radio.
Listen, I actually, while both of you are here, have either of you two read our contracts recently?
Not lately, no.
No. Just
I
like,
just know that Dalma's in my radar.
yeah, no, but like you've not read every page of the contract. No. Okay. It's just
Just sign that thing.
right. It's just because there are a few clauses in there that are leftovers from previous eras that have just never been updated, I've noticed. I had to check. I had to check my contract. I just was trying to find out how many holidays I get, and I was going through it with HR, and I had to go back and look at the contract. But there's some stuff in there that I had not noticed, and I think just in the excitement to come work for Driftwood's #2 radio station, I just signed it.
Hopefully nothing concerning.
Yeah, what did you find?
Dirk, there's still a clause in the contract that any plunder plundered during the contract of a radio host gig is equally shared between the station, the pirate captain, and the crew. But I don't plan on plundering. That feels like that.
Well, I haven't been plundering, but that also means that we are entitled to any plunder that anyone has achieved or has obtained.
Yeah, I think they've taken a ship's contract, just did a find replace on it. For the basics, and then just gotten us to sign it.
So this is like a pirate contract.
It feels very piratey and less radio-y. Clause 5.4, we have to ensure that all of our cannons are fitted with extra bolts to hold them to the deck as per radio station health and safety guidelines.
All our cannons, because we just have the one.
Yeah, there's one cannon at the entrance.
Yeah, that's not bolted
Is it
down
bolted?
at all. No, that's not bolted
No.
down at all.
That's a jiggly cannon.
Yeah, it's actually on wheels, and they're not even lockable wheels, so
No.
you can roll that thing wherever you like.
Do you think
do a lot of
that's-
pranks. A lot of the time, I like to set it up, and then I'll get a little torch, like I'm about to light it.
Yeah.
And then when Bench comes through the door, I'll play like I'm about to blow him up with a cannon.
Yeah.
But, it's a fun joke for me.
You do. It does scare me. What you do so well is the optical illusion that you're actually really far away from the cannon, but because of where I am standing in relation to that, it looks like you're actually lighting it a few feet behind.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense?
Not really.
That makes sense.
Optical illusion?
You know what
I
you're
thought it was
doing.
more
It's
the
fine.
impending death that was kind of freaking
There's
you
a
out.
term that I'm looking for that I'm forgetting about. It doesn't matter. We can keep going. I'll get back to
I
me.
feel like you'd probably be able to remember your words if you were here, Bench.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What else is in the contract,
I'm
Penny?
also a little upset that I can't freak you out in the morning with cannon
Yeah,
play.
it's the best way to start the day.
Yeah, it gets me. We have a nice laugh, you and I, Penny, and
Yeah.
Bench. He has his fright, and then he consoles himself with Dolma, and then we move forward and have a lovely day.
I know you guys are angry, and I get it, but I just want to say I really miss you all. I really do, and I want to be back.
I feel like if you really missed us, you'd be back by now.
It's
But
perspective.
Okay.
I do, Bench. I do appreciate your words, and they are received, and they are heartfelt, and they mean something. Logically speaking, I think Penny's right, and I think if you did actually care, you would be here.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay, let's just. What else? What else?
Okay. 16.4 in the contract, we are only allowed to transfer a radio station if both pirate captains meet under the moonlight on a golden sand for a duel.
I don't like that.
Oh, I knew that. I knew about that.
You were aware of
part,
that
though.
one?
Well, this bit becomes before the information about our sick pay. They deemed this more important than the bit
The
telling
higher
you if you're off
priority.
sick.
Wait. Hold on. We get sick pay?
Yeah, we get sick pay, but we all agreed none of us would ever be sick.
Yeah, never been sick.
I mean, I haven't ever been sick, but I didn't know we would get it if we had gotten sick. That's crazy.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the gallbladder
That's nuts.
thing, I don't consider that sick when
No.
I needed to get my gallbladder removed.
If anything, an upgrade.
No.
Yeah,
A body upgrade.
exactly.
Yeah.
It was optional surgery.
Yeah. The first 7 days you don't get paid anything. Those are unpaid leave. Then on the 7th, technically the 8th day, you should have a doctor's line. And at that point, they'll put you onto statutory sick pay.
This kicks in.
Yeah.
Huh.
But this deal with we can't switch jobs unless the captains duel over us.
Yeah.
That's concerning because I want to be able to go to a different, granted, my boss here. Ultimately,
Excuse me, you what?
technically my boss here is my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty confident in his ability to duel, which would mean...
he's killed many men in duels over his long
But then
life.
your problem is if you've been given a real good contract by another station and you're like, this is interesting, and maybe they're giving you like a whole new avenue to go down.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe you're doing like a evening review show where it's just you with a scotch doing reviews.
Yeah.
You wouldn't get to leave because your dad is so good at
With the
duels.
duel.
Yeah.
I am I'm so sorry, Dirk. You give me so much shit for being unable to be there physically in person with you. Yet you are contemplating moving to a different station.
It's not something I'm contemplating, but like Penny said, I might want to do extra things on top of this show. I'm a very industrious and ambitious fellow, and maybe I want to expand my horizons. And if I'm unable to do any other projects or shows or programming because of my father's unbelievably proficient dueling ability, I consider that potentially a hindrance to my expansion as an artist and as a wordsman.
0.30, 0.7. Peg legs must be made of insoluble wood. They don't want any that'll take on water and rot.
I agree with that. That one, I think.
Insoluble wood?
I'm glad
yeah,
that
they don't want it
there.
to be soluble. They specifically stay in here. They needs to be a wood that isn't going to soak up the water, go a bit weird, maybe start moldy.
That makes sense. I
Like,
support
yes.
that. I'm glad that's
It
there.
makes
Soluble. No, that makes perfect sense. But soluble wood, isn't that wood that would disintegrate in water?
Yeah,
Or am I misunderstanding?
No,
you
they don't
get
want
it.
it to disintegrate in
you
water.
get it, Bench.
Yeah.
But now that you
I
don't
didn't know
understand
there's
it,
wood that does that.
I'm
Yeah,
mistrustful that you would follow through with this. For if something happened when you were on this yacht, maybe you get into an altercation and you lost a leg, you better come in with an insoluble peg leg, buddy.
Yeah, like that's
You know?
that's why you treat wood sometimes in case like you get water on it and then it goes misshapen.
Treated wood.
Like,
Yeah.
You got to treat that wood.
Treat that wood right.
Yeah, there's a lot in this contract. You guys got to read the contract.
Are there any other peg leg related?
There's a lot. There's like a page and a half of peg leg
Good.
stuff.
Good. That gives me peace of mind.
Yeah, but do you not want to know about your pension contributions?
I get if you have any, if you care to share it, I suppose.
Like the pension contribution is literally one sentence and it just says pension's good.
Yeah.
But I can't tell if that's a question.
hardly a sentence.
I can answer that in my own way and say yes, and then we can get back to peg legs.
I can't even tell if that's a question or just a statement, as in like your pension's good or pension's good. Like I can't tell. It's worrying.
I think it's probably
Could be a
fun.
name.
No, you're right.
Could be a name.
It's fine. Listen, I'm
Pension
gonna.
good?
It could be a name, Bench.
Yeah, pension good?
Like there's a man named Pension Good.
Or a woman.
You know what?
This is not the time to push your agenda, Bench.
You know what? I'm gonna take a quick break. Okay, I'm gonna go to the printer. I'm gonna print off some copies of the contract, and I'm gonna give both of them to you so that you can double check yours. Okay.
All right.
Right. We'll be back after a short few minutes. Wow, I just went to the printer and printed off 2 copies and forgot Bench isn't here.
Ugh.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, Bench, explain yourself.
Okay, so as you might remember, last week I was duped into coming onto what I thought was going to be a party, turned up to be a murder mystery party on a yacht by the Baron von Dead, who actually died during the party while we were out at sea. I had to solve the murder of the Baron, which I did. I did,
You
not during. I did. In the time between then and now, I have solved the murder. Believe it or not,
It did take you a while.
well, yeah. I was thorough. It was the mom. The mom did it. His mom, Lady
The mom
Renee
did
von
it.
Dead.
That has come
The mom did it.
out of nowhere.
That's
there would have
a
been
surprise.
no way for us to guess.
There were a lot of
That's a
clues.
real
There were a
shock.
lot of clues. I had a note in his pocket saying "mother." I
did-
confronted her about it. She confessed immediately.
She did so good at hiding that.
Yeah. She really
had-
slipped
oh,
under the radar.
Yeah.
Fooled all of
Or
us.
you,
Fooled all of us.
or not me. I got it. I picked up on
No,
it.
I think you were saying Jacqueline was probably
You
the,
were
No.
real into clean being then.
Yeah. And me and Penny, we talked
I never
afterwards.
thought it was
We talked
Jacqueline.
afterwards and we're like, I think Bench has a thing for Jacqueline.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's trying to like get in there, you know what I
Like
mean?
a few more questions,
Yeah, it's like,
Jacqueline.
ooh, can I interrogate you, Jacqueline?
Oh, Jacqueline, come chat to me on the bow of the.
If you must
Yeah.
know,
Ooh, did you murder your brother, Jacqueline? Do you want to murder my...
caviar selection
Caviar,
out
so-
of a shoe.
There you go. Thank you.
if you have to know, Jacqueline and I used to be paramours a long time ago.
Called it.
So that is
Called
that is.
We knew
but
there
that's
was
in the
tension
past.
there. We could feel that dripping off you.
Mhm.
Oh boy, if you were here,
You're so
listen.
horny
That,
for Jacqueline, Bench.
Jacqueline more like
I'm sorry if this is
Jadirty.
making you emotional, and you're just sobbing there. Remembering
Okay,
the
listen,
times that
I
were with
can't-
you and Jacqueline.
I can't get into this, right? There's
Although,
too
don't
much
think I
there.
didn't
Listen,
hear
more
you
has
say
happened.
More like Jadirty. And I think as a former lover, she deserves a little more respect from you. This isn't
I'm
time
sorry.
for locker room
I'm sorry.
talk. You're on the radio. We're not just like locker room talk
I
with the
miss
fellas here.
I miss you two. I miss just shooting the shit with you two, okay?
Just mixing it
All
up.
right. Usually we spend so much time together after the record, which we can't do now.
Well, me and Penny still spend that
listen.
time
Yep.
having a delightful
Yep.
time with one another.
I
We're
know.
still here.
Listen. So we were going to go back. We were going to just come back, to Driftwood. And I was going to come back to the studio, but we were running out of fuel with the yacht, and we didn't have enough to get back. And the nearest port was actually our initial destination, which was the old Baron's secret island just up the coast of the Driftwood archipelago. That's where he was intending to take the party to. So we had to dock here and refuel. And in the meantime, it takes some time. This was yesterday. We were walking around sort of the grounds, and boy, listen, the treasures, the riches that they have here are unbelievable. Like the wealth, the Baron was the wealthiest man in Driftwood, and just the thing, like the truly lost treasures of humanity that they have here are unbelievable. They have Captain Blackbeard's tricorn. Well, Captain Blackbeard's tricorn hat is here on display. They have Anne Bonny's sword, the old pirate Anne Bonny who disappeared. They have her sword here. They have the full lost statue of Zeus and Olympia, which was one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world that was lost. They have it here. They have Shakespeare's lost play, Love's Labour's Won. They have a copy. They also have a VHS tape of the original Star Wars without the McClunky cut.
Oh, really? Can you put
Yeah.
that one back? I don't really care about the other stuff.
I'm
Can you
gonna
take that?
try. I'm gonna try.
Like
So many lost treasures.
Love Sleepers one is like cool, but like I feel like will I
what's-
truly understand it if I've not seen Love Sleepers 0?
Yeah, it's a good point.
Love's Labour's
You're going to be totally
lost.
lost. You're going to be totally lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also found here among the lost
And
treasures
is that
my
really a
house keys.
masterpiece, the Star Wars that's
That's a big deal.
a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Well,
Shakespeare can grovel at the feet of George Lucas.
Yeah.
Ooh,
you say that so often.
it's a true artist
Yeah.
right there, a master of world building.
Like you can put hours and hours of Shakespeare in front of me and I think that's fine, but Shakespeare will never capture my imagination, joy and delight like a good Star Wars.
Different galaxies, the different planets, each of which have their own different mythology and wide world of
Penny, you
characters.
do say every time we go to see like a production of King Lear or something, you keep asking what's the
When
like
Ewoks.
trade conflict.
Yeah.
Or like, but you keep asking about like the trade conflicts and like Federation routes and stuff like that.
Like, who cares about these characters? What's the world building?
I want it to be a decent base, like a grounded reality that they all live in. Okay. And the way to really get a grounded base reality is a trade dispute. Okay. Because that is so common.
Yeah.
It's so common in life.
And accessible.
Yeah.
Like we all know
Relatable.
We all know what it's
Relatable.
like and how
Yes.
much conflict there is when you're in the middle of a trade dispute.
Like, oh, I've fallen in love with someone from the wrong family. My
Don't understand
family's
this.
nemesis is. That would never happen.
No.
That would literally never happen.
Well, speak for yourselves.
Unreasonable. Ooh, is
Listen.
this maybe wait, Bench. You and
This is the story with the
Jacqueline.
Baroness.
You and Jacqueline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's the history there in terms of why that didn't work out? Are we getting maybe your family, my family don't
This
get along?
is-
Is this sort of a Romeo and Juliet between
It
you
was-
and
Was there a
the lady
trade gone
Jacqueline?
wrong? Did
Yeah.
a trade go wrong at some point?
There was no trade involved. There was no
there a
trade involved.
surplus in terms of your love versus love received? Love exported,
No, it was
love
just-
exported versus love imported didn't match up.
Did the books not balance?
All right.
Books of love.
Do you guys want to
always
get into
balance.
that, or do you want to hear about the second dead body?
I think
We
it's
wanna get
pretty
into that.
obvious. We want to
Yeah.
get into that,
Yeah.
Bench.
By that you mean the dead body?
No,
No.
you and Jacqueline's romantic history
Yeah.
and any details of sexual encounters that you'd care to share.
Because I'll be honest, as soon as you started describing this island, I thought, oh, there's going to be a body here.
Yeah.
There's absolutely going to be a body here.
Do you want to hear where the body was?
If you must. If you must.
They have
All right,
a
we're
vault
circling
here
back to
where they
Jacqueline, but
keep.
tell us about the body.
Mm-hmm.
Well, fine. Listen, they have a room here where they keep all of their doubloons. I think the only words I can use to describe it would be Scrooge-esque. They have a giant pool of doubloons.
Sorry.
And in it,
Sorry, Scrooge as in...
McDuck.
Okay, oh, not like the baddie in like any sort of Christmas tale.
Dickens.
Yeah, like not Dickens. Scrooge. No, okay.
You
'cause
think
when
of him as the baddie? Have you ever
'cause
watched
when
it to the end?
When I think Scrooge, I do think Dickens Scrooge.
Yeah.
I don't think Scrooge McDuck.
I
That's
thought-
not my first
No.
reference. Because also Scrooge McDuck is in and of itself a reference to
Dickens.
Mr. Scrooge from
Yeah.
Dickens.
I
So
thought we
Is
were going
it?
for like the...
Scrooge Prime is for sure
Yeah.
Dickens.
I thought it was parallel thinking.
Yeah, I thought we were going for like an anti-hero thing. Like when you said it was very Scrooge, I was like, oh, okay, so he lives in a manor. Maybe it's Christmas time. Maybe he's looking out of a window, shouting at a boy on the street.
Maybe he has
What would he say to the boy?
You there? What day is it?
And then the boy might say, "Well, today is Christmas Day, sir."
And then he goes,
And-
Christmas Day? For me?
And then he asks for a turkey, right?
Oh, yep. He
And
goes,
then the little boy, go on, you say, ask for the turkey.
fetch me a turkey, boy.
And the what is big as me?
And then he goes, bigger. I've got so many people to feed today.
I can't carry it if it's bigger than me, sir.
That seems like a you problem and not a me
Why
problem.
does Scrooge
Are you
sound
going
like that little boy?
Are you going to give me the money for it? Because I'm very poor and I don't have any money.
I'm not going to give you it up front. That'd be a bad deal. I
don't-
wouldn't be able to prove you'd come back. So
I
I'll
don't-
wait till you come back.
I don't think they'll give me the turkey if I don't have any money.
You have so many you problems, little boy.
What will happen to me if I don't bring you the turkey, sir?
You'll ruin Christmas.
Oh, this is the worst Christmas I've ever had. I'm gonna die.
Oh no. Now I
So
feel
that's-
bad.
So that's the Christmas Carol, as I remember it.
That's
So anyway, I'm
So that
in the
happened? Are
vault
you
right
saying-
now,
so-
sitting next to.
So that didn't happen.
I'm
You're
in-
saying in the vault. That interaction.
No, what I'm saying is that I'm in the vault right now, and I'm sitting next to the dead body of
for
Percival
God's
Thick.
sake. on.
Bench.
Stop it.
Why are you always hanging out with dead bodies?
Such a creep.
And
I
don't
can't have
shoes
anyone
that you can
tamper
fill
with it.
caviar.
There's no caviar here. There's a lot of gold.
All right, I guess
There's
you
a lot
can
of
fill it
gold.
with gold and bring that back, and that'll be fine.
Look, I can't
Just-
leave the body unattended while I go, do my job and record. I need to make sure no one tampers with it
Okay,
until
but
I
you-
solve this murder.
Okay, but I assume, you must have obviously left the other body of Baron von Dead,
Yeah, where's
right?
that
Like
body?
you've definitely left that body behind.
Where's
Oh, once
where's
we
Udon?
So
solved.
that's probably fine that you leave this body behind as well, right?
Here's the thing. Once I solved the murder, I was like, not my problem anymore. We figured it out. You guys can do whatever with it. And everyone was like, I'm not touching this. So
Yeah, 'cause that makes
I
sense not to
did.
wanna
I was
touch
kind
a
of.
dead body.
I was forced to like carry the dead body so they can give him a burial.
So you
Look,
still have
it's
that
a
body
fa-
with you as well? You carried his
He's
dead...
in the back. I was
Back
doing it as a
of
favor
what?
to Jacqueline. Okay.
Here we go. It
was very-
all comes
it
back
was-
around to Jacqueline.
Round and
The
round. And
love-
round.
Listen, it was
this
really
man's
traumatizing for her. Her mom killed her brother.
Oh, yeah, and
That's
you-
fucked up.
And so you're like, oh, I really need to be here. For also, please watch your language.
Watch your
We're on the
language.
radio. Bench.
Just because you're not in a studio doesn't mean that you aren't on the radio right now.
Yeah, come on.
Sorry, I'm spending a lot of time with also the crew. I've gotten real friendly with the crew. They're really nice.
Rough
But they
rough
do talk
talking
like
fellas.
sailors because they are sailors, so
yeah.
they do speak like sailors. Yeah.
I would expect
They're
them.
very cool.
Oh,
I like them.
cooler than us.
I think you guys would. No, but
Yeah,
I think you guys would like them.
You got your
Oh.
new friends out on the waves as you
Hey.
carry. What? What?
You
Bench?
know they say what happens at sea stays at sea.
So you'll leave those friends
So if-
behind when you get back on land?
Yeah.
Probably. probably. I feel like it's going to be a summer camp thing of we come back and I'm going to, oh my God, we should stay in touch and like start a WhatsApp group. And then I'm going to mute it like 2 days in.
Well, you better make sure of it.
Yeah.
Bench.
We're going to check your phone.
Yeah. Penny knows all the codes.
What's new then?
All right, back to these bodies.
Anyway,
so you got these. You're carrying around the Baron's body, and you've brought it now to this new dead body. So you're assembling some type of little gang of corpses with yourself. Is that what's that sounds like that's what's happening? Which is get away from the corpses, man.
When you put it like that, hey, I am trying to get away from the corpses. The fact that they keep piling up, that's not my fault.
You don't need to carry them around or remain by them. That's a you decision.
Well, but someone has to, you know?
Do they? They don't.
Yeah,
they really don't. They really don't.
But like, if I don't do it, I'll just be like, the crew will have to take care of it, and I feel bad. You know, they work so hard.
He has so much
guys are great.
the crew.
Yeah. You know what? Let's just take a quick break. Let's let the listeners listen to some excellently programmed algorithmic adverts. Whilst we
I'm going to keep looking for some clues.
Yeah.
While we're on break.
We'll keep on the line. You just explain to us the clues you find, and let's just try and wrap this up as quickly as possible because we've got a show again tomorrow. Okay?
All right.
Okay, and we're back. Here we go. Unfortunately, Bench did not solve the murder in the 3 minutes.
I found a note.
It keeps going on about this note. We said we weren't going to tell the listeners about this note because
the notes don't mean anything.
They mean nothing.
Bench.
There's a note that says Lucretia.
Ugh, okay. Like that.
Of course, that might be in reference to Lucretia Derrick. Lucretia Derrick, the heiress to the Derrick family fortune, who is here and is one of the suspects.
It's a common name,
Very
Bench.
common name.
There's so many Lucretias. I meet a Lucretia every other day.
I don't want us to get too distracted from the real thing here, the real priority, which is us listening to our favorite Dirk Wiley telling us a little bit of what's going on.
You see how much fun we're having here, Bench, without you? Anyway, today's story.
I miss you guys so much.
And I'm talking, Bench. Now, listeners of the show.
Are you talking now?
I'm talking, Bench. I'm doing my story.
Sorry, I'm a bit of a delay. Go ahead.
You're a bit of a delay in the brain. Now, the listeners of the show.
Hey, I heard that.
Bench,
I'm going to mute you. Bench, I will actually mute you if you keep doing this. Okay?
All right, I'll be quiet.
Because people who aren't in the studio don't get the priority to not have their volume turned right down.
Penelope's on the dials. She's ready.
Finger
Just
on
give her a
the
reason.
trigger.
Now, if I can get on with my story. Listeners of the show may remember that one of my charities, the Wiley Child's Children's Home, the children there mutinied and took control of the orphanage, led by their fearless and, I would say, noble and heroic leader, little Jeffrey Danvers. Mm-hmm. And after a talk with Jeffrey, I decided to let the children run the orphanage with little Jeffrey as their leader. Well, we have gotten word that the children have commandeered the Build-A-Bear boat. Now, the CEO of Build-A-Bear, Mr. Theodore Ursus, reached out to me to complain about this since I guess legally speaking, I still own the orphanage and am responsible for it, even though it's pretty clear and obvious that I'm entirely hands-off at this point.
Legally there needs to be an adult involved somehow.
I don't know. I'm hands-off. Little Jeffrey and the kids, they sort of do what they want there. But the CEO, he was mad about it. And then so I told him that it's good for the kids to learn how to run a business. So I would be allowing the kids to carry on and run the Build-A-Bear boat as they see fit. And so isn't that great? The Jeffrey and the kids, they run a business now.
And as everyone knows, the Build-A-Bear boat is the boat that you go and then you build a bear.
Yeah.
And it's like a real fun experience.
Lovely, delightful.
Yeah, real fun. You put little stuffing in it. You like choose a little outfit, but it's a whole boat.
Yeah.
Up and down the deck.
Yep.
Up and down, right up to the crow's nest to do the stuffing. All the bits and pieces.
It's high, it's dangerous up there. You learn some skills and navigating, it's controlled risk.
Yes.
It's a it's a premise it's a concept a lot of people are I think is beneficial for children. It's that they learn how to manage risk themselves. You don't baby these children. You let them make their own mistakes, and sometimes they might fall from a crow's nest, and then they learn that lesson. You know,
you don't. From what I understand, Dirk, you don't understand why they're mad at you right now. Like, you can't see why.
I don't understand why the CEO would deprive these children of the opportunity to learn how to run a business.
Did they make him walk the plank?
He did say they inflicted a number of punishments on him, culminating in, walking the plank. But you know what? When you're a captain of a boat and that boat gets taken from you, you deal with the consequences, you know?
Okay.
Falls from power are never smooth.
Falls from power are never smooth. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Dirk.
What, Bench?
Am I still on mute?
No, we
What?
literally just answered you.
Yeah, I used you I referred to you by name. I thought this guy is losing it out there.
This is what happens when you spend more than a day away from a radio studio. You forget how it works.
You lose touch with reality. I just called him by name and he's like, "Can you hear me?"
Strange.
Dirk.
Yes.
Hi, Bench PerDiem, long time listener, long time co-host.
He doesn't even know he's a co-host. He doesn't even know this is where
I said co-host.
He's patron. He's making jokes. He's making his bench jokes. He's patronizing me. What do you got to say, Bench? Get on with it.
You say that the captain should take responsibility by walking the plank.
Yeah. No, not that they should take responsibility. They should accept the consequences.
Well, as the owner of the orphanage situation, aren't you the captain now?
Not of the Build-A-Bear boat. Not of the orphanage.
Are you on
That's
Dirk
Jeffrey.
to walk a plank?
Yeah, what are you trying to serve me up? Also, little Jeffrey loves me. And I accept his love with great honor. He's a great man, a great 10-year-old man.
Dirk, I don't want you to walk the plank. I want you to walk the walk that you were talking.
I walk this walk every damn day, brother. You don't got to worry about this.
If you want them to really learn and have, consequences and responsibilities, why don't you sign over the deed to them?
I don't think children can legally own boats.
Are
we sure about that?
This is a real interesting piece of maritime buccaneer law.
Maritime buccaneer.
Also, I enjoy being the patron. I'd still provide them with financial services and a budget. I provide all of their funding.
To be fair, you do enjoy the laurels that come from being a patron of a charity.
Absolutely. It's a position of esteem that I'm honored to be the patron of this ragtag group of kids taking over boats. And
nice addition to that sentence of like Dirk Wiley, radio host, popular supplements user, and patron of charity.
I love them.
They're just so well organized.
They are.
They're so well organized.
They're commandeering
concerns
businesses. Concerns you? How?
But
why is it concerning? I think it's an inspiring thing.
What else could they commandeer? What's next?
I feel like whatever they commandeer,
that is my fear.
They've earned, and it's an opportunity. Whatever we commandeer in our own lives is an opportunity for growth.
What if they come for us?
They would do that. They're good kids.
We're not a boat.
Yeah, well, we're not a boat.
Yeah.
Foolish suggestion, Bench. We're not a boat. They've stuck to the boats. The orphanage is on a boat. The Build-A-Bear boat is a boat.
Yeah.
They seem to enjoy the seas.
Yeah.
They also can operate more autonomously in the sea. Yeah. Because law enforcement is powerful there.
Arguably, though, up until you moved onto the island, you were on a boat, so maybe they could have commandeered the yacht that Bench is on, but...
Good point. And you would be so lucky, Bench. They'd probably solve this mystery and have everyone in line in a day tops, and then they'd be back in the studio doing the...
Hey, if someone else was here to solve this quicker than I'd be happy with that. I'm not trying to...
Would you like me
I'm doing this out of necessity.
Jeffrey? Would you like me to talk to Jeffrey and see if he has any plans or anyone in his employ, any other kids that might have any sleuthing skills?
Honestly, sure. If they can find this place, again, this island is very well hidden.
These kids are top
I don't know
notch.
that it has a name. It's not on a map. The only people who knew how to get there are the Von Deads.
Bench. Last time there was another gentleman sleuth on the island. You were nemesises. Okay? That was years of just fighting backwards and forwards, trying to be first to solve the murder, trying to prove that the way they'd solved the murder was wrong, like years of that. And then they mysteriously disappeared. Okay?
Yeah.
Without a trace. I say without a trace, just powder was the trace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what you want to go back to?
Yeah.
And also, maybe you commandeered their position for your own.
Yeah, they were kind of like.
I'm so sorry. Are you accusing me of murder right now? Is that what we're doing?
I'm not accusing you of anything.
Nope.
I'm just saying we all commandeer certain things in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes what you commandeer in your life is the life of another.
Yeah, so maybe don't be
Guys,
so judgmental.
Yeah. Or these
okay.
children.
Do you want to know what happened?
Sure. I've
Do
wondered.
you want to know what happened to Marcus? Do you want to know what happened to Marcus?
I've wondered many times. Would love to know the answer to that.
I solved it, and I can tell you exactly what happened.
Please do.
If you want.
Okay. If you solved it, go on. All I'm saying is if you solved it and for some reason this story is not broken, then you're withholding that information and you either did it yourself or have some reason to have not made it known. So either way.
I have very good reason, and I'm going to say this because I don't want to go public with this, but maybe our listeners can keep this to themselves. I trust our listeners implicitly.
We're going to have a code of honor among any listeners right now.
Circle of trust.
Circle of trust amongst our radio
circle
community.
of trust. Listen,
anything Bench says stays within our radio.
Marcus was a fake persona for the Baroness Jacqueline the Dead.
Everything full circle back to Jacqueline.
You are obsessed
Which
with
is
Jacqueline,
why I
bro.
kept that secret.
Is that why you broke up?
Yeah.
Obsessed.
That's why you broke up? Oh, makes sense now. Makes so much sense.
So when you broke up was when she abandoned the persona of the sleuth.
Because neither of us could keep doing this, but also we made each other better. There's a reason why it takes me a while to solve these murders these days, because I don't have I'm not up against anything other than like seeking justice, blah, blah, blah.
Wow.
But
I can only imagine
I don't know
how much sexual tension there's been between you and Jacqueline in the time since this murder happened. Because you guys have been on that boat together.
I know.
This history between you goes way deeper than I imagined.
Yeah.
I hadn't any idea.
It's a lot.
Gosh.
It's a lot.
Do you think there's hope for the two of you, romantically speaking?
Look, no, but also who knows?
It sounds like
but
your
also
stories
probably
are
not
intertwined in a very Shakespearean way. I'm not going to do it that honor. It seems like your stories are intertwined in a very George Lucasian way.
A real, maybe 3 films. Maybe we could go back and look at what happened before.
Yeah,
those 3 films. Then
because there's more there. You have to explore it.
Then you come back for another 3 films after the original. Because
there's more there. You have to explore it.
One day I'll tell you the origin story of how we met. And it's going to be mildly underwhelming.
To explore it, so you should tell us 3 more stories about how you met.
Yeah.
Oh,
we'll get there.
I look forward to it.
Oh, I cannot wait for that. Well, listeners, we very conveniently going to throw you to an advert coming to you from the Driftwood cinema, the old Driftwood kino, just ahead of their Only George Lucas weekend. Only George Lucas films all weekend. They're talking Thursday, they're talking Friday, they're talking Saturday, they're talking Sunday, and now they've made it a long weekend. They've added in Monday. That's right, only George Lucas for the entire weekend. All over the Driftwood Kino.
Good Morning Driftwood is executive produced and hosted by Zach Stewart, Laura Hotchkiss, and Daniel Kvoras. Engineered and produced by Zach Stewart. Music by Daniel Kvoras.